Yeah, shalom, brothers and sisters and believers. I just want to appreciate everyone this this afternoon. I'm going to be talking on the Torah, part 2 of the Torah. Part 1 of it has been done already. For you to enjoy this series, it's important that you go back and watch the part 1, which is in my TikTok page, and you could also see the part 1 video on my Facebook page and also on my YouTube page. Just search for Ika Benson Eddie and you will see the videos you are looking for. Part 1 is important for you to have understanding of part 2. Like I mentioned, the Torah, which is the law of the Almighty given to Moses in Exodus chapter 20, is important. It's important because, first and foremost, he wrote it with his finger the first time, and Moses broke it when he came down and saw what was going on. Out of anger, he broke the Torah. And the Almighty Yahweh asked Moses to come back a second time. And he said, this time, I will be speaking and you'll be writing. So, the Almighty was speaking and Moses was putting it down. That's the Torah, the law of the Almighty, which everyone followed. Even Yahushua HaMashiach followed it. The early disciples followed the same. The Apostle Paul followed same. Yahushua said he came to fulfill. He was a fulfillment of the law, of the Torah, because he became the standard. The Torah was the standard for measuring man before. But when he came as a man, he fulfilled the law. He fulfilled the Torah. And by that fulfillment of the Torah, he became the standard that the Almighty uses for man. When man was striving to fulfill the laws as it was, he couldn't. But Yahushua HaMashiach came and became a fulfillment of that law. That's why he said he did not come to put away the law. He came to fulfill the law. So I wonder when people say the law is the Old Testament and they are now under grace, it is a misrepresentation because everyone followed the law. What's the law? Exodus chapter 20, we could see the laws there. The first one, in Exodus 20, we could read it. There are about 10 of them. The first one says, I am Yahweh Elohaka, which have brought you out of the land of Israel. I brought you out of the land of Israel, out of the house of bondage. And you shall have no other Elohim before me. You will not have any other Elohim before me. 2, you shall not make unto you any graven image. 3, you shall not take the name of Yahweh Elohakam in vain, for Yahweh will not hold him guiltless that takes his name in vain. The next one is, remember this day of the Shabbat to keep it holy, to keep it Hakodesh, which is set apart. So Yahweh set apart the Sabbath. The next one says, honor your father and your mother. The next one says, you shall not kill. The next one says, you shall not break wedlock. The next one says, you shall not steal. The next one says, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. And the last one says, you shall not lust after your neighbor's house. You shall not lust after your neighbor's woman, nor his maidservant, nor his maidservant, nor his oxen, nor his ass, nor anything that is of your neighbor. Those are the details of the Torah, of the 10 Commandments. It is important for us to understand this because Exodus chapter 13, verse 16 of it, verse 16, it says, it shall be for a token upon thy hands, and for the fortlet between thy eyes. For by strength of hand Yahweh brought us forth out of Egypt. It shall be a mark upon thy hands and between thy eyes. It shall be a mark. Exodus chapter 13, verse 16 talks about the mark of the Almighty. In the same way, Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 talks about the mark of the first Messiah. Exodus 13, 16 talks about the mark of the Almighty, our Yahweh. And Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 talks about the mark of the first Messiah. But our emphasis now is on the mark of our Elohim, our Yahweh. He said, it shall be a mark on your right hand and upon the frontlet of thy eyes. What shall be a mark? There are 3 things that shall be a mark. That shall be a mark. 3 things. Number 1 is the Torah. The Torah shall be a mark. It shall be a mark. Very important. Now let's look at verse 9 of Exodus chapter 13. Verse 9 says, it shall be for a sign unto you upon thy hands, for a memorial between thy eyes, that Yahweh's law may be in your mouth. For with a strong hand has Yahweh brought you out of Egypt. It shall be a mark on your hand. It shall be a memorial between your eyes. So the Torah is very important. The details of the Torah is what I have mentioned to us. Loving our Almighty, which I shall summarize as 2, making it simplified. Yahushua HaMashiach simplified it. Loving our Almighty, our Yahweh, the Creator, that's the first part of it. Then the middle point, the other part of it is loving our neighbor. Then you still have another one that is very important, which is the Sabbath. Keeping the Sabbath. It is important for us to know His name. His name is a mark upon our hands. His Torah is a mark upon our hands. His Sabbath is a mark upon our right hand. And also a mark between our eyes. Now he said the Torah should be kept in our mouth. It should be in our mouths. So it is important for us to understand that the Torah should be in our mouths. When you are not a keeper of the Torah, you are lawless. The Torah is the law of Yahweh. Yahweh has laws which every believer and every of his child must fulfill, must keep.